Strike three. You're out.
Welcome to the Mr. Baseball Show. I'm John Weeks, also known as Mr. Baseball, and along with John Hopwood.
Mr. Baseball, the Yankees are slowly sinking.
Yeah, 2.5 out now. And
under the sterling guidance of Sonny Gray, who went from a fourth starter to... When are they just going to send him away?
I don't know. Maybe he's trade bait somewhere along the line.
Some
Some people can't pitch in New York.
They could take him in Ellsbury, and maybe they could get a gross of used jock straps from some team somewhere.
Yeah, Ellsbury is not tradable. Nobody's going to pick up that contract.
Well, they would have to eat a good part of it, but you just get rid of him.
Yeah, make room on the roster, but...
You have a tragedy to announce to the Mr. Baseball Show fans, don't you? Your orange jacket is no more.
Kaput.
Sure, you could give it to me. I could try to clean it.
Well, I took it.
Gasoline will take stuff off. It will.
Yeah, just light it on fire.
It won't be orange anymore.
No, it won't. It'll be charcoal. Oh, gosh.
I was just telling Mr. Baseball.
Yeah.
I talk about... Remember, it could button the other week after the July holidays. Nope.
Oh, God.
It's a good week. It's been a good couple of weeks or off a week. For a Red Sox fan, they're doing really well.
They are solid, with the exception of Price. They are just solid from Sale to Porcello to Rodriguez.
Do you think that what's the problem with Price? The guy is such a talented
I don't know.
pitcher.
I don't know. Like, if you can't get by Kansas City, they won the game, but if you can't...
Oh, he gave up 3 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
I had to turn that one. Well, it wasn't for me to turn it off. I should have probably left the bar anyways at that point.
Bar, huh? The Red Sox are looking really solid. And the Yankees, I tell you...
How's J.D. doing health-wise?
J.D. Martinez?
Yeah, wasn't he...
he's
he
very
fouled a couple of balls off of his...
Yeah, his foot, but he's all right. He had a 3-run homer yesterday, 3 more RBIs. He's doing well. He's the MVP at this point, without any question.
He turned out to be... Everybody's talking about him. What a great player he'd be for the Red Sox to get, replace Pappy. You're thinking, well, who's going to replace Pappy? But I don't know. Why wasn't he better known when he was with Detroit?
Well, because Detroit wasn't doing anything, and then he had that combined year with Detroit and Arizona, was it?
Yeah.
He banged out a bunch of home runs.
Yeah.
Well, probably close to 50, wasn't it?
I'll look it up.
Between the two leagues. But maybe in the 40s. But he carried it over this year. I thought maybe it was a one-year wonder. But it's not short pokes over the wall in Fenway. He's hitting them everywhere. Center field, right field.
And timely dingers, too.
Yeah, he's taking them deep everywhere.
Clutch hitting.
Very clutch hitting.
What did they use in Christy Matthews' time? They didn't use the word clutch hitting. They used another word, which does survive into the language for both pitchers and hitters. Do you know what that word was?
Timely?
No, what we'd call a clutch hitter. You never hear about clutch pitchers.
No.
But Christy Mathewson, what was his book called, Mr. Baseball?
I don't know. I didn't read.
Pitching in a Pinch.
Pitching in a pinch.
No. So it was a pinch hitter was a clutch hitter.
Ah.
And then it became I guess the greatest example of probably a such a person, other than that catcher, who I can't remember his name right now, who did set some records, was the 1949-53 Yankees taking a player who was a home run titleist and Hall of Famer and just sitting his buns on the bench as a fill-in first baseman and pinch hitter.
Johnny Mize. Yeah.
I mean, he would have been a starter on any other team.
Oh, absolutely.
And Casey Stengel platooned him.
Yeah.
But what a person to platoon.
Yeah.
They hit 51 home runs and 47 when you didn't, we talk about
the big
warriors.
cat. Yeah, he had a couple of 50 home run seasons.
It was, I think he only had one, didn't he?
I
Or
thought
was
he-
it two?
I thought he had two.
So he was one of the few before, let's say, the strike, which that
Right.
really seems to be a cutoff. Because remember when Cecil Fielder hit 50 twice, everybody was like, oh my, just that he hit 50 once was something. Because it was the first time George Foster, like 14 years. But
Guess who sent me a book?
Ron Say.
Bob Tewksbury.
Well, how do you know Bob Tewksbury?
My neighbor does.
It was 45 home runs last year. J.D. Martinez.
45 combined. Okay.
How do you know Bob? How does your neighbor know Bob? Well, explain who Bob Tewksbury is.
Well, he's
Because not everybody's ancient like we
No,
are.
he's a former major league pitcher. Pitched for the Yankees. He won 110 games in
What
his
era?
career. The 80s. And the name of his book is 90% Mental. And in the inside he wrote, "To Mr. Baseball, stay on the path, Bob Tewksbury." So I didn't know what stay on the path meant until I started the book. And he was climbing some mountain, got off the path and got lost and was scared and finally found his way out.
So this is some type of like Buddhist mantra or something.
Yeah, whatever. But
Jack Kerouac wrote that novel after On the Road. What was it called? The Dharma Bums, where the mantra was, you can't fall off a mountain. But I figured he was just drunk when he wrote that.
so anyway, let's.
The Big Cat only hit 51 once in 1947 for the Giants. Geez, he was
Didn't
on
he tie somebody that year, Kiner or something?
Kiner, yeah. He was a 4-time home run champ.
With the Giants and Cardinals?
Yep. In 39, he hit a lusty 28 to lead the National League. Then 43 the next year. These were for World Series. He was on them in 41. They went to the World Series that year, didn't they?
The Dodgers were in the World Series in 41.
Oh, so he never went to them with the
No.
with the Cardinals.
Unless
then he went to the Giants.
Unless he went in 42 and 43. The Cardinals were in the World Series those
No,
2 years.
42 he was on the Giants, and
Okay.
then 3 through 5 he was in military service, Mr. Baseball.
So,
He was in 5 World Series from 49 to 53.
all the-
3 dingers, 9 RBI, a lusty 286. He's basically just a platoon player.
Yeah. Well, that was at
But
the
what
end.
a platoon player.
Yeah, that was the end of his career. that he-
Now, he was a left-handed hitter?
yes, he was.
So who was the right-handed platoon hitter that they used with him at first?
Well, they had, in that era, they had Woodling, Bauer, Mantle in 51.
Hank Bauer was at third, wasn't he?
No, he was
Oh,
a
that was his brother that won the MVP in '64.
brother.
Not Hank Bauer.
You're
I think
thinking of the
somebody else.
Boyers.
I'm thinking of the Boyers, yeah.
Yeah. Ken,
I'm not as old as you.
Ken won the MVP for the Cardinals in 64. And Cleat Cleat was a great fielder, but he never won a...
But that's my time,
MVP award.
60s, when I'm a boy.
well, yeah, I remember the 60s well.
You remember Babe Ruth.
Well, I remember
Not him playing.
what...
Do you remember when he died?
Yeah, 48.
1948.
Yeah.
Did you feel anything when he died?
No, but I was aware of it because I heard people talking about it.
Oh, that's right. You were 8 years old.
Yeah.
I was 7, turning 8 when '67 Red Sox.
Huh? You're a youngster.
I remember the Yankees teams.
But I remember the Babe. I remember the hullabaloo about everything. And then they had his viewing in Yankee Stadium. And thousands of people went through just to get to look at the Babe.
I asked my father if he was born in 1926, if he'd been a Babe Ruth fan. He said no. Lou Gehrig, because he was 20, Mike born in 26, you know?
Yeah.
So the Babe's career is essentially over after, what was it, 33? 34?
34, yeah.
Yeah, because he had the last World Series in 32, the called shot, which they actually have movies of it, and he actually is pointing towards something.
Yeah, that's just the way he did
He
it.
is pointing towards something.
The
And
way
then he
he-
hits a dinger.
The way he did it, though, you don't know. And
I don't know. There it is.
Charlie
you know?
Root, who was the pitcher of the Cubs in that 32 series, said if he had called his shot off me, that ball would have been between his ears. He said, I wouldn't have allowed
Well, they
it.
were harassing him
Oh.
viciously, the Cubs. Burley Grimes was on that team, calling him all sorts of filthy names.
Well, you know what?
Burley Grimes, a Hall
Do you
of
know what
Famer.
started the whole thing?
No.
The Yankees sold Mark Koenig to the Cubs,
Oh.
and he carried the Cubs to the pennant.
Mark
and they
Koenig-
voted him a quarter share. So,
Oh, that's so the Yankees were angry at
yeah,
that?
very angry. Ruth called them penny pinchers. How can you hang around with those
Was,
guys?
was Koenig a third baseman?
Yeah, Koenig. He could play the infield.
And he was one of those Germans, and, you know, you had
He
Babe Ruth and
He
Lou
sparked the
Gehrig.
Cubs to the pennant and just really did it for them, and they voted him a quarter share.
Was that one of Joe McCarthy's teams?
Uh,
The 32 Cubs?
yes, but no, he was a Yankee manager then.
Joe McCarthy was managing the Yankees in 32?
Yeah,
Yeah, because Miller Huggins died in 28 or 29,
yeah.
right?
and he was thrilled to play the Cubs and beat them 4 straight.
It's because he'd been the man. Didn't he take the Cubs to a World Series?
Yeah, probably 29.
You're right. How many games did the 32 Yankees win, Mr. Baseball?
32 Yankees. How many games did they win?
Yeah, this is going to determine whether you're Mr. Baseball for the next 2 weeks,
Oh, so-
or somebody else wins the title.
Oh, okay, I'll just say 102. I don't know.
You're 5 short.
107.
Yeah. Well, that's when Gehrig's really taking over the team at that
Yeah.
point, isn't he?
Yeah.
Geez, you had Bill Dickey, Tony Lazzari, Frankie Cassetti,
Yeah.
Joe Sewell, who I've heard the name, of course.
Luke Sewell, they call him.
He's not a Hall of Famer, was he?
No, I don't think so.
He's the all left-handers. Earl Combs?
Yeah,
He's in the Hall, isn't he?
yes, he was a great center fielder, good hitter.
Babe, Ben Chapman, who
Ben Chapman was
stole a lot of bases and was infamous for harassing Jackie Robinson. Well, I guess he later apologized for it years later, after Jackie Robinson was dead.
Oh, poor Jackie.
But that, of course, that was part of. Yeah, let's not get into that. It's part of baseball to harass people.
Yeah.
Lefty Gomez, whose nickname was Goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah. They always said that Joe DiMaggio says he learned how to dress and to comport himself from Lefty Gomez. And somebody says, that's saying something when you're talking about a guy named Goofy.
Yeah. One time a plane was going over and he stopped on this. He was on the mound. He just stopped doing what he was and looked up at the plane go by.
Oh, Red Ruffing was on the team.
Yeah, well, that was a great addition. They got him from the Red Sox.
And what would happen if the Red Sox win 100 games this year? When is the last time the Red Sox won 100 games?
I couldn't tell you exactly,
I'll
but
tell you that Johnny Mize was on the Giants.
when the last time the Red Sox won 100?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He was on the 41 St. Louis Cardinals, and a rookie was on the team that year that would go on to be. Many people, when I was a kid, said he was the greatest player in baseball.
Usual?
Yep. So what year was it that the Red Sox won 100? Last 100.
Well, if you're sticking with that, I'd say 41.
46.
Well, 46. Okay.
Mr. Baseball, you have to parse these things. You're still thinking about other things, I can tell.
Well, 46.
40. He was on the Giants, and remember in 46 when he came back
Yeah.
from the war.
46. The Red Sox,
Won 105 games.
and they went to the World Series and lost to the Cardinals in
Yeah,
7
because
games.
Ted Williams was a jackass that wouldn't hit against the shift.
No. And Harry the Cat McKean of the Cardinals won 3 games in that series, including the last one in relief.
Hey, let's talk about people what care. They don't want to hear about the 1946 World Series, or we've already talked once again about the 49 to 53 Yankees. They want to know what's going on now and today. What do you think about Jose Altuve?
Great ball player. Super great.
What a stud, huh?
Yeah. He's a little down on home runs this year, but who cares? You know, he still sets the table. He's going to lead the league in hits and may end up winning the batting championship.
Oh, yeah, he's leading the league now. But all those sabermetric statistics point to Trout being the great player. Yet his team, where are the Angels right now?
Yeah, they're
They don't even call them the Angels of Anaheim or LA right now. The Angels of the toilet, I would say.
you
What do you
got to
think
have
of-
the talent.
And what do you think about somebody like a Trout? Are they really an MVP?
Oh, he's a great ball. 7 years?
But an MVP?
He's already won 2 MVPs.
Yeah, but you have to bring. Don't you think the MVP should bring their team in? You know, there's a thing about
Well-
the age-old thing about the statistics. Remember, in the old days when they had, what was it? The old MVP from the leagues before the BBWA, you could only win it once. So
Right.
Babe Ruth won it in 23.
Yeah, and Garrett won it a little, I think, at 27.
And I think then he won BBWA once, the baseball writers.
No, I don't think the MVP has to bring the team in. You show big. Look at what Giancarlo Stanton last year, 59 dingers, MVP of the Marlins.
I think Judge had been more worthy of the MVP that year.
Well,
He had 51 jacks, didn't he?
52, and
Oh, that's right. He had the one on the. Yeah.
he hit 52, and he was Rookie of the Year and second in
And-
MVP voting
and
to
the
Altuve.
The person that everybody's buzzing about. Yeah. Well, Altuve was certainly the MVP,
No question about it.
but I'd have voted for Judge.
Even as a Yankee fan, I can't take it away from Altuve. He did carry that team in a certain way. He set the table, and he was a pest on the bases. So could steal a base, get the pitchers all crazy. But that was a good ball club, and they're still a good ball club, and I would not be totally surprised if they repeated.
What's happening with your beloved National League?
Well, the
He said satirically.
Dodgers got Kershaw back yesterday, and he pitched a beauty.
You
course-
notice how nobody says senior circuit anymore?
No, they don't.
Stuff like that.
No, the junior loop, the senior circuit.
There's really no past anymore in
No,
America.
good gravy with all the players.
I think we should. We'll have a show. You're going to take next week off.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to go on that big toot. What is it? You're going to burn down. Are you part of the crew that's going to burn down Cooperstown because Gabby Kravitz isn't in the hall?
Yeah.
I agree. I just can't make it there. I'm going to be in Saratoga, cleaning up after the racetrack after everybody.
Did somebody threaten to burn down the Cooperstown?
Why not, huh?
I don't know.
Everybody's threatening to burn down everything.
Well,
We'll start with the Constitution and then go with the Cooperstown.
yeah.
But, geez, who cares about the Phillies? Who cares about the Braves? Who cares about any National League team anymore? They've lost their identity
Yeah.
because of this interleague play. They're just the weak sister to be
Yeah.
beaten up on.
Look what the Red Sox did in Washington.
Jeez, I'm kidding.
My God, they annihilated them, rode out of town with all the loot.
Jeez, you know?
Yeah.
It's like a Clint Eastwood movie from the early 70s. He goes into town on a horse, and the whole thing's been burned down, and we can't say what else happened because, you know, we do live in a politically correct time.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clint's 88 years old.
Yeah. Tab Hunter just passed away yesterday.
Who?
Tab Hunter?
What does he have to do with baseball? Oh, he was in Damn Yankees, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the year the Yankees didn't win the pennant was the original book. I used to have a copy of it.
Yeah. Gwen Verdon. She was the star of Damn Yankees.
Was she in the movie?
Yeah, I think so, but I'm not positive.
Nobody talks about Damn Yankees anymore.
No, that's
It's
it.
never revived.
That goes way back. way back.
Only remember because of Ray. Is it Ray Walston? Was the guy from My Favorite Martian?
Yeah, Ray Walston. Yeah,
Now we're really boring everybody.
yeah. My favorite Martian bored the dickens out of me.
How long are the Yankees going to persist in hanging on before they finally take a dive? Like
Well,
some
they'll-
tomato can. And
They'll hang on. They've got absolutely have to get a pitcher, and it's either going to be Happ of Toronto or Snell of Tampa Bay. But Tampa Bay is improving and playing very good ball. They're 15 games out. Will, will, will they get it? Will they get enough material to
They've got
trade Snell?
They already got the TV contract.
Yeah,
They don't need anything this year.
The Yankees brought up Frazier to showcase him, and
And how's he doing?
it's not that great.
You
Torres,
were raving about him the other day, or was it the other guy?
no, I didn't rave about Clint Frazier, but he's going to be a good major leaguer. He'll make it. Torres will probably be in on some package, and I hope Gray is. The Yankees don't. CC is probably the second best pitcher. Tanaka's coming back tonight, by the way. CC is probably the second best pitcher on the team to Severino, and he's 6-4. So what's that tell you about the pitching staff?
Why do the Yankees want Manny Machado?
They don't.
They say he's going to go there.
No. He's
How
going.
much hitting do they need?
I'll bet you anything he goes to the Dodgers.
Well, they might be. It might be a multi-team trade if he's
Well,
going to pass through.
Is the Orioles are going to package Machado and Britton to
What
get the relief pitcher, and he would be a great fit in Dodger Stadium, and the Latino community of Los Angeles, more Mexicans in Los Angeles than anywhere else except Mexico, and that would be home to him. Just like the first baseman of the Mets, that Adrian Gonzalez.
He didn't turn out too well.
Well, he was toward the end of his career, but he started.
Well, he didn't have any steroids. You know,
Yeah,
they
he-
cracked on.
He started in San Diego, and then went to the Red Sox for that short stint.
Hey, but what about Cole Hamels? Where is he going to wind up?
I don't know, but
The Rangers pitcher. He's probably the best pitcher of the lot.
of the Rangers, I don't want him.
Why not?
I don't think he has.
Him and Sonny Gray. You know,
Oh yeah.
he's better than Sonny Gray.
Well, yeah.
Your Aunt Min, who I think she passed away back during the second Truman administration, would be a better pitcher.
Yeah.
And I hope you don't really have an Aunt Min. You know, we don't want to be disrespectful to the dead.
No. But if I had
prefer
if I had an on Midge, you would be better than Sonny Gray. Oh gosh. Gray pitched 2 great games, then the rest have been terrible.
I don't know. You know, the Yankees of old. You know, the Yankees were always known for great pitching, and they had good hitters, and
Yeah.
probably a couple of one excellent or 2 excellent players, and very good and good players, and they played like a team, but had excellent pitching.
Yeah.
Now it's like firepower, reminiscent of like the '70s Red Sox and the early '80s Milwaukee Brewers. You know.
Yeah.
Geez, you know, there's only so many games Mike Caldwell or Pete Vukovich can win. You know,
Vukovic.
he got a Cy Young with 18 games back in '82. But
Was that with the Milwaukee Brewers?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was the first Cy Young winner that wasn't a reliever or didn't win 20.
Oh, is that right? Didn't win 20. Huh.
Well, we only got about a minute or two. When you're back in 2 weeks, I'd say that the Red Sox have at least a 4 or 5 game lead on the Yankees, who aren't really in any, you know.
No, they're both going to make the playoffs. It's just the Red Sox will be in a better position. The Yankees may have a 1-game playoff, and
Well, if you come from the same division, does the other one doesn't become the second wild
no,
card?
that's true
do they?
too. It wouldn't.
No, but if they're the wild card, then you do play
Yeah.
the first wild card, right?
I,
I don't even remember. Here we are. How many years of baseball
La-
have we got between us? We don't even know.
last year it was Minnesota,
Well,
and they played the Yanks, and the Yanks won the game, of course, and went on to take Houston to 7 games before they lost, and Houston won the whole package.
Well, we got to get going because next year we got the World Cup show.
Okay.
Is it next year or next week?
I don't know.
You won't be here. It's going to be in Russian.
Yeah, it is in Russia.
Well, it's going to be in Russian.
Oh, in Russian.
Yeah. I'm going to have
But
fabulous co-hosts, the whole 9 yards.
Podожди.
I'm officially lobbying for the Putin administration now.
All right,
much- what's-
folks.
What's your price?
My price,
How
I
many
don't.
kopecks?
Oh, I don't know. Folks,
Keep swinging.
keep swinging at that fastball.